Yeah. It's the mafia. Yeah.
He's a monkey with cymbals in his hands instead of just catching the
and
doing this.
They're giving us like a 24-hour go feed. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a Bill City. Yeah, a Buffalo Bill City. Yeah, we got Josh Allen.
I know they mentioned something about an ultrasound to check the nerve endings and everything.
Hopefully
else
he's not pregnant. That would
be
a disaster. I hear that's a 9-month timeline to recover from at the minimum, is what I've heard.
Yeah, Ike McKenzie on a jet sweep. Maybe it's a fake. Honestly, it's a TD either way when you got Josh Allen making plays. Win a ball before we get a new stadium.
Someone's making a new Twitter at some point. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, honestly, I'll just start a shared Google Doc, and that'll be our new Twitter. That'll be our new Twitter.
Just people just adding shit in.
Anonymous hedgehog is saying "fuck your mom." Like.
This is our team forever. It is forever. We got Josh Allen, got
Folks, welcome into I always mess up the overlay there. Now I'm covering Jake's beautiful face. You can't see my salmon colored hat. Good Lord. Off to a great start here on the Crowd Assist podcast presented by Trainwreck Sports. Wake here with Jake Micah and great friend of Trainwreck Sports, friend of the program here, Gab Gowdy from FanDuel, the Unsportsmanlike Conduct podcast over there. Gab, thanks for being with us. We're super excited to preview Super Duper Wild Card Weekend, as the NFL should be calling it. How's it going over there in the land?
Oh, it could be a little warmer, It could always be a little warmer here, but things are okay here in Cleveland. The football team's not playing anymore. Things are good.
Great.
Things are good.
Things are on the up and up.
Right.
Yeah, of course. And things are always on the up and up over here because we have some great friends at Outlet Liquor who get us ready for every single Bills game, whether you're tailgating, whether you're watching it at home, the place to buy a case, stock up on wine, spirits, liquor, Loganberry seltzers. They got it all. So make sure you guys get over to George Urban Boulevard in Depew, support our great friends at Outlet Liquor. What's your outlet? My outlet is this new game that we've been doing here on the Crowd Assist podcast. It's called Fact or Fiction. And usually how this goes is I have 4 statistics relating to the upcoming matchup. 3 are real, 1 is fake, and it is Jake's job and our guest to figure out what the fake stat or the fake fact is. But that's for our preview shows, for the Bills game preview show. This is a little different. So this is Dolphins week still. So we are doing facts about dolphins, not the football team, but
about
the
dolphins.
Animal. So I have 4 facts, 3 real.
Great.
1 is fake, and it's your guys' job to figure out which the fake one is. So we won't waste any more time. Dolphins fact or fiction number 1, like a tree, veterinarians count the rings inside a dolphin's tooth to determine its age.
Okay, what's the first? It's the first one, so the first one can't be wrong, right? I don't know. That sounds a little crazy, though.
That does sound crazy to me, but we're off the rocker already with this episode, so
love it.
Let's keep it going.
Fact or fiction number 2. Dolphins' tongues have pockets that store air, allowing them to stay underwater longer.
If that's true, that is like the
what else do they have in the pockets? Just air.
A tongue.
What else would you
snack for later?
Maybe. Why not? I would put something there. Maybe some Ritz crackers, a little bit of pepper jack cheese on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yancey's fancy. Love that.
Now you're
Dolphins fact or fiction number 3. Dolphins, despite being mammals, have no hair.
I feel like that's true.
Sure.
You guys are in agreement. I love
hairy
that.
Dolphin. Never heard of that.
I don't know.
Final Dolphins fact or fiction. Dolphins have the rare ability to know they're looking at themselves when looking in a mirror.
How would scientists even know if a dolphin has ever looked at a reflection of themselves? How would they be able to possibly tell if that's true or not?
I feel like dolphins are pretty smart.
They are smart. So you think they know what a reflection is? Yeah. I guess I don't know how mirrors work.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll run through these facts one more time. Like a
boy.
tree, veterinarians count the rings inside a dolphin's tooth to determine its age. Dolphins' tongues have pockets that store air, allowing them to stay underwater longer. Dolphins, despite being mammals, have no hair. And the last one, dolphins have the rare ability to know they're looking at themselves when looking in a mirror. The way
Guys,
we
I-
usually do this, I
The
try to
fact
get
that
Jake to do it.
The fact that 3 of these are true
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
nuts.
I feel like somewhere in a past life, someone told me that some dolphins have like a little peach fuzz.
So you think the fiction is that they have no hair? Let's do it. That's what we're going with.
Sure.
So I'm going to go one at a time here. They do
Okay.
have the ability to know that they are looking at themselves in a mirror. Scientists
Good.
did a study. They drew an X on one dolphin's back, and that was the only dolphin to check its back in the mirror. So that's how they figured out the dolphins
Oh.
know. So that's how they figured that out. That was a very good question by you, though. This is true. Veterinarians do count the rings inside of their teeth to determine a dolphin's age.
That's so
But
weird.
unfortunately, dolphins do not have hair. They have a little bit of peach fuzz when they're in, the mama dolphin's tummy, but all of that completely goes away by the time that they are born. So the fake,
Well, someone lied to me then.
someone lied in past life. So take that up with them. That could
All
not
right,
be.
good. I'm glad they don't have pockets. Do they have pockets in their tongues?
They do not have any pockets in
Okay,
their
thank
tongues. No, and
that just
they
sounds
they're allowed.
uncomfortable.
They can stay underwater for 15 minutes or so, but that's it. That's the only amount of time they can hold their breath for. So our mammal friends in the ocean, they got to come up for it just like us humans do. We have a lot in common, us and the dolphins. That's one thing I've learned through all of this. But we have a
How
lot
did
to
you
get
do
to,
this
of course.
dolphin read? Did you read? Did you Google? Did you watch like
Did you
Planet
type
Earth
in
dolphins? Or what did you
dolphins?
watch?
Facts.
It was. I'll give you the exact URL, as I just learned that the Sabres went down 4-2, so that's great. It's
That's all right. I gave up on the Sabres already.
MarcoIslandDolphinTour.com.
Nice.
MarcoIslandDolphinTour.com. They talk a lot about dolphins not living in captivity, so they have to know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah, I like it.
They seem passionate. So
Yeah.
let's just pretend that everything that was on that website was real. But everything else on this program for the rest of it, 100% real. We're going to go through Super Duper Wildcard Weekend starting on Sunday around 4:30 p.m. We're going to have Seattle and San Francisco. This game would have been so much more fun with the Lions, right?
Oh, it's so. And I'm like happy for Gino.
Happy for Gino.
Very happy.
Couldn't
for
be
Gino.
happier for Gino. Possible comeback player of the year, I guess. But I feel like if the Lions were playing, I'd have a shred of hope that San Francisco might lose. But 9.5 point spread, over under 42.5. It just feels like tease San Francisco up to 21 and just print money. Like it's just
Yeah.
I can't. Usually this first game is like the Houston Texans spot, the Colts spot, the AFC South spot. They just made it what's probably going to be the most uncompetitive game of the week.
I couldn't agree more.
Love that.
Couldn't agree more. It's giving TCU Georgia in the making.
Oh,
Not
no.
that extreme. Not
Oh,
that
no.
extreme. But I just don't see.
Is that
it
why you were
going.
nice to Gino right to start? Because you were like, but they're done.
I really do. I do like Gino, but man, we would all rather see the Lions, I think.
Yeah.
Would you even rather see the Packers? Or no? Was it fun watching? It was kind of fun watching Rodgers.
It was. It was.
Yeah,
It was
no.
kind of. It was kind of fun.
That week 18 was great. I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Dan Campbell, that quote, I'll never forget where I was when I heard him say, "We just don't want them to get in." I was like, yes. Like even if like some NFL staffer handed that to him and was like, "You must say this before this game, even if you
Perfect
don't
line.
mean it. Even if Jared Goff
Oh my God.
is not starting this game, please say this before this game kicks off, so we can get everything in." It was I don't think Seattle has any hope though either. I don't. I'm hoping that they can make this a competitive game. I'm interested to see what Purdy looks like in a playoff environment because I love to actually see a guy play in a playoff game, but it might just be too easy for him to actually really bother him this time around. So
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we saw these two teams face off, like 2-3 weeks ago, I think, and it just wasn't really ever particularly close. San Francisco got out to like a 10-point lead and was basically ahead by double digits the rest of the way. The only thing that's from this game that I kind of want to talk about, maybe out of the scope of the playoffs, is the rookie of the year cases, coach of the year, all that stuff is heating up right now, and Kenneth Walker seems to be the favorite for rookie of the year, and I just don't know how you give it to anybody other than Garrett Wilson. Like Tyler Algier was just every bit as good as Kenneth Walker this year, in my opinion, on actually way better. If you just look at like box score scouting, pretty similar, but on much fewer carries. So, Gabby, our resident over there at FanDuel, do you see any hope for someone other than Kenneth Walker to take home rookie of the year?
Man, to be honest, probably not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, Zach Wilson really did a number on Garrett Wilson, so you should blame him. He should.
I'll happily blame Zach Wilson.
He did take the Garrett Wilson. That is fair. Kenneth Walker, that's just the benefit of being the 9-8 team too. I think with Algier and everything else, that always helps.
Well, seems like there's not a ton of fun over here. I think we're all just thinking take San Francisco and don't look back. Start off the weekend.
There's not a lot going on. The most interesting thing with this game is to see like how quick before Pete Carroll like loses his mind. Because if it's like 21-0 in the first quarter, who knows what he's going to do?
Yeah, that could get a little interesting.
We're gonna see like a flea flick, like there's gonna be some crazy ass trick play like that has no business, like everything, fake punt.
Yep.
Just give me all of it. I love Pete Carroll in like ultimate underdog mode. That is.
Well, moving into Saturday night, what most people thought would be the early game on Saturday. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars jagging off over to a home game in the playoffs. LA Chargers going down to Duval. Chargers favored by 2.5 on the road, over under 47.5.
I can't believe it's up to 2.5.
Yeah, right? Wait, up to 2. Okay, great. Because I do agree with that.
Okay.
I couldn't. The first time I saw this matchup that I thought it would occur, I would think I'm gonna bet everything on the over as soon as like it comes out, and then I see it's 47.5. Brandon Staley hurts Mike Williams. Doug Peterson's the better coach. Jacksonville's defense is better. Like everything about this,
Jacksonville looks like a party right now.
They look like a party right now. Like that home stadium is. I thought Bills Mafia was entertaining. But the Jaguars fan base might have more fun than anybody else on any given Sunday.
You got to give the Florida element.
Yeah, that makes
unpredictability.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen there.
This is the stadium that has like a legit party lounge with like a hot tub.
Yeah, with like bottle service.
Be watching. It's going to be crazy.
How disgusting is that hot tub? Do you think they clean that often?
Oh, I hope so.
They should.
They should just dumping bleach in there immediately after everybody leaves. Like, God.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a party in there. It is going to be a party.
It is going to be a party
in Jacksonville. That's why it's a great Saturday night choice. I wasn't even thinking of it. I was thinking 4:30 Saturday for sure. But seeing how it looked last Saturday night, it's going to be a great environment. Al Michaels is calling this on NBC. He's coming back.
Wow.
He's back.
Wow.
Al Michaels in Jacksonville.
That's nuts. Did he ever call a Jaguars game? Did he ever call a meaningful Jaguars game?
Not that I remember in any time of my life. Wow. This game is a very interesting conversation that I want to ask both of you about. And I think, Wake, you and I have touched on this a little bit. Gab, I'm interested to see, because I'm sure you see discourse about this all the time. When it comes to, this is Justin Herbert's first playoff game, obviously. They're on the road here. Also, Trevor Lawrence's first playoff game.
Yep.
And I am just so firmly in the camp of trusting Trevor Lawrence way more than I do Justin Herbert.
What?
In my life.
Wow.
Are you really?
Firmly?
And here's where I'll start. I've loved Herbert coming out. Like, was not a Herbert hater. Loved him in Oregon. Loved him coming out. Lawrence, but been very big lately on Lawrence has been, or always was, like the chosen one, like immediately. Like even before he got to Clemson, they're looking at him in Fields and being like, okay, these guys are literally the guys, all this stuff. And because of the year with Urban, and because I honestly think it helps that Herbert in LA, awesome jerseys, out west, everything, Jacksonville, all the stuff we were just saying, all that stuff, the Urban year, it threw everybody off the Lawrence scent. And I think this is the game where everybody jumps back on. That's what I think it is. And I feel bad that it's at Herbert's expense because I don't want it to happen, but that's what I think.
Are people really like jumping off though? I feel like more people are jumping on.
No, they probably felt bad. I think more than we're jumping off the island for her. Or, we're talking about Lawrence, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, people probably weren't jumping off, but I just think Herbert is not that far. Like, it's not even as much of Herbert is not that far ahead of everybody. I just think Lawrence should easily be in that conversation and could get up to there.
Oh yeah,
this game
I like him too, but I think I like Justin Herbert more.
All right.
I just have a soft spot for Justin Herbert. I want him to succeed, and I do really like Austin Eckler.
Oh,
love Austin Eckler. Yeah,
he's going above and beyond for everybody right now, especially fantasy.
I was in one. I had 2 leagues with the first overall pick this year, and one of them I was like, I can't do Taylor twice. I just can't do it. And one I was like, you know what? It's Austin Eckler. Why wouldn't it be?
Phenomenal
and
choice.
I learned very quickly it was Austin Eckler. It was exactly him. I gotta say, I'm definitely with Gav in that I would 100 times out of 100 kind of take Herbert over Lawrence, at least at this point. I mean, we did see that, Jacksonville really beat up on the Chargers earlier this year, but that's when, Herbert's ribs were being held together by like safety pins and rubber bands, maybe some hot glue that didn't have a chance to fully dry. I mean,
people got spicy about Herbert this year too. And that was like way too crazy.
Right,
we literally saw him got smacked in half, like first 2 weeks of the season. So
Mina Kimes said that like him being hurt and everyone starting to doubt him is her like villain origin story, and I totally completely get that.
And then the Dolphins fans took it out of control.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, they took it too well.
That one was weird, but
it was a little weird. We know. Oh, we get weird with Dolphins fans. Believe me, that happens over here quite a bit.
No, I bet.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's been ugly. But on this game's note, we'll get to Buffalo and Miami in just a sec. But I do think it simply comes down to I have no confidence in Brandon Staley, and Doug Peterson has proven time and again that he is just a great situational coach. So I think Jacksonville is going to win a home playoff game in the year of our Lord 2023, and that is just a dirty thing to say. But
you guys are both going like Jacksonville?
I think so.
I'm going with my Northeast Ohio guy, Brandon Staley.
All right.
That's fair.
Got to do it.
That's fair. No, you have your allegiances and we have ours. I don't really have an allegiance in this game, but I'll pretend.
No,
that
you
I do.
have a victory lap to take because did we not predict at the beginning of the year? You were like the Jags are going to win the AFC South. And we said
I'm happy you brought that up because I did say that.
I know you
were phenomenal take.
But it was like we talked about it as a joke. We talked about Jags Jets being like the game of the year, and it turned out to be not a bad game. Like,
we did a primetime game draft, and I drafted Jets Jags, saying it'd be the beginning of the Zach Wilson, Trevor, and it was not that.
It's the beginning of something, and it's the end of the other. So
exactly, it was beautiful that. It was.
Oh my God, it was a work of art, a true work of art, poetry in motion on that football field.
Go Jets! I'm buying in.
Oh yeah, and me saying they would win the division was not a lot of confidence in them. I just hate the Tennessee Titans, and I think Ryan Tannehill is more of a bag of milk than Mac Jones. But that's neither here nor there. We don't have to see the bad man anytime this playoff, whether you're talking about Aaron Rodgers or Ryan Tannehill. So thank goodness for that. Sunday afternoon, the Bills are where they belong at 1 p.m. on a Sunday.
Lovely
music to my ears. When I saw the schedule come out, I was like, thank God we are not in prime time. I'm going to look forward to getting it over and done with, crush the Miami Dolphins, because Tua plays, he won't be 100%, but if he doesn't
there's
play...
no way he's going to play,
he shouldn't.
He shouldn't,
there's
no way. He shouldn't.
He should not play.
No, and there are Dolphins fans who are just, of course he's going to play. Why wouldn't he play? You put your best players out there.
Well, maybe if your best player is healthy, you would. But if you care about his well-being, you wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. So. How do you? I think we in Bills Mafia hate on Tua a lot, and justifiably so. It took him a while to come into his own in the league, and it took him getting maybe the best receiver in the NFL to do that. But from an unbiased perspective, over in Cleveland, how do you evaluate Tua and what he's done so far in his career?
He could be a lot worse.
I love that.
He could be a lot worse, but he could be a lot better. He's okay. I
There we
mean,
go.
he's definitely playing better than a lot of quarterbacks in the league right now. A lot of quarterbacks in the league right now are really, really bad, and there's a lot of teams that are in the hunt for a quarterback. I don't think the Dolphins are near that yet,
No.
but they could be. They could easily get there.
Would you rather have him or Jacoby?
I'd rather have Tua.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Tua or Jimmy
How
Garoppolo?
Okay.
Tua.
Tua or
I'm
Kirk?
with you on both those. Oh.
Tua.
Yeah.
And that's just
I
because
could say
he's
that I
just,
probably agree with you, but
Yeah,
I just
mean,
don't want to
like-
see how far we can
I'm
go.
not picking Kirk against anybody. So he's
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if I'll go any further than that.
Yeah, right. He's probably top 15, but you can't say he's for sure top 10. Like, and that's not a bad place for a quarterback to be by any means.
Tua or Derek Carr?
Tua.
or
I think
Geno.
Derek Carr and Dak Prescott are the definition of first team all mid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So much
And-
Prescott hate. Everybody is coming after Dak the last couple
Well,
weeks.
He's not doing
It's been
anything
bad.
for us.
No, it's been
He's
horrible.
not doing
It's
anything
been
for
terrible.
anybody.
It's been terrible.
But on this game, like, I don't want to, like, every time I gloss over a Bills game, it gets to be way closer than it should be.
Wait, this is going to be like 38-17. That's what this is right for.
You think?
Yeah.
I hope so.
That's why they put it at 1
Mhm.
o'clock on Sunday. 'Cause they're like,
Me too.
people are going to be doing their errands. The West Coast isn't even going to be
Mhm.
awake, and they're just going to be like, "Oh, the Bills are going to be home
The
next
Bills
week."
are
Okay.
doing the Bills stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
like we could only hope so, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless that
right.
it's the story of the whole season for the Bills, unless they fucking hurt themselves, which they can't
Right.
manage to
Every
do.
single time.
And that's how all these. But that's the only way they will lose is if they just decide that they're going to mess around for the first, half or quarter and a
Mhm.
half or whatever they decide to do.
It'll be great. It'll be
It's
great.
going to be a
It'll be
party. I
great.
think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
gonna
gonna
be
It's
fun.
going to
a
be
really
a
good
fucking
time.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside chance that DeMar Hamlin leads the charge or leads the team out onto the field, possibly even.
Yeah,
He's
shot.
back in Buffalo.
He
No
has
shot? You don't think so?
No, he needs to stay in the I think he's still in the hospital.
Yes, he is at the moment.
He is in the hospital. That's
Guys,
true.
you
But are we
can't-
really going to split hairs?
Oh, and
here?
I don't.
Like,
I don't.
Listen. I get it, but like I'm thinking about his well-being, and you know how pumped up he would be to be there. I just don't think
Maybe
that's
a
good for
big
any of
well-being.
them.
Maybe a
podcast.
Maybe a
Yeah, he just needs to relax, you know. And I know he wasn't relaxing on the
no.
punt return, kick return, whatever it was.
Yeah, they said he was
Yeah, the
jumping
kick
up and
return
down.
started that
Yeah.
game.
Right, and they probably had to say you need to sit down. So
Yeah, probably. They said he set off every alarm in the hospital. Quote
yeah,
unquote. So
I bet.
yeah, probably.
Gab,
but-
power rank your top 3 AFC Championship neutral site locations?
Cleveland
What's
number
your
one.
top?
It's first
Well, yeah,
energy, number one.
that's
Because
yeah.
think about how awesome this would be for me. I'm waking up. It would probably be a night game. I'll wake up. I'll enjoy my day. I'll go to get a coffee. I'll go home, get some work done, get ready, and just walk to the stadium to watch
That would be
Patrick
lovely.
Mahomes and Josh Allen play. That'd be
That
amazing.
would be lovely. And it's
What's
also
the
the same
stadium
argument
number
that
like?
I have Chicago number 1 because I
There
would
we go.
also like to do the same thing on Sunday.
Right.
Now, from a rational logistics perspective, and believe me, I'm a logistics expert. I was very into all the conversations about the Bills moving the game to Detroit. I was all over Twitter
you're
on
all
it, so
over
I
it.
know everything about this. Why not just have the neutral site be whichever of Buffalo, Cincy, and Kansas City is not in the championship game?
It's a great point.
I mean, I
feel
agree
like
with
that just
that.
makes sense.
I do
Because they'd
agree
all
with
be
that.
prepped
But
for
also,
but
you
I
deserve
just
to walk to the game.
yeah, but I feel like it's kind of like a slap in the face to the team that's not
yeah, could
there.
you imagine that Cincinnati? They're just like, all right,
I didn't think
guys,
of that.
Bills, baby.
Right, and then like they'll be so mad. You know what I mean?
Cincinnati is a pretty neutral spot, though. I will say.
I hate their
Would be pretty easy.
stadium. I hate their stadium so much.
Yeah,
It's
no,
disgusting.
It's so hard
No
to get
offense
out
to
of,
them,
yeah.
but it is bad, and they know it too.
Yeah,
They
Oh, of
deserve
course they
better.
do.
They deserve better. They have their players walk across the street to practice.
What?
This is how bad it is. They don't have a practice facility. They have a practice field, and they leave from their own locker room, walk across the street to go to their practice field.
that's crazy.
That was like me in high school when we had to
Right,
walk
it's
across the
that
street to go
bad.
to the soccer field.
Like Cincinnati Bearcats have their own facility. Not the Bengals.
This is why we
not
don't want the
ideal.
Bills to have a downtown stadium, everyone. There we go. That's
There
what
you
we're
go,
What?
thinking.
exactly.
The Browns have a nice
The Browns
practice
setup
facility.
is beautiful.
Oh,
The
really?
Browns have a great setup. They are like what I wish. That's why the Bears talk about leaving Soldier Field. Crazy. Being on the lake is what you need to do. Like that.
Yeah,
would be
it's
the
nice,
move.
except when
It
it starts
wouldn't-
like raining. and stuff.
Well, yeah, except when the weather hits. You could
Right.
the Browns games, you could see it like as you're watching on TV, you could see it get gross so quick because you just know the lake clouds are just like over the whole time. Like the gray starts moving in. Oh yeah. Same with the Bills games. I always say Bills games just look like high school games because the lights are so bad, and like the night games literally just look like big old bleacher lights on this
Right.
football
It's
field.
beautiful.
Like, oh, that's an NFL game. That's it is beautiful.
Well, all this to say, all this discourse about Buffalo and
Go Bills.
Miami here, we don't think the game's going to be
Not
particularly
worried.
close because Tua shouldn't play. If he does play, if we see signs of that, that'll be something we tackle more on our Thursday show.
I
But
just
in the
don't see it
meantime,
happening.
Gabby will be at this game. Giants,
I will.
Minnesota favored by 3 over under 48.5 points. So you're going to be there. What are your trip to Minnesota vibes? How do you see this one shaking out?
Now the vibes are I want to win some money.
I love that about you. Great.
The vibes are I want to win some money. And I want Kirk Cousins to know that he needs to get the – can I curse on here?
Oh,
Please.
yes.
Fuck yeah.
He needs to get the fuck ready, and he needs to show up. I know it's not a 1 p.m. game,
Oh.
but he needs to buckle up and get ready because we need him to win. I'm wearing purple.
We do have
I'm
a swear
Vikings
jar.
fan.
I should have said that, but
I am wearing Vikings stuff, supporting the hometown team. I'm ready to go. Locked in. Justin Jefferson, end zone. Maybe twice.
maybe twice. If he's
Saquon,
going in once, he's probably getting in.
I would love that bet.
Fumble.
That 2 or more touchdown bet would be great for Justin Jefferson during this game.
that'd be
I think
cool.
so.
That'd be really
It
cool.
would.
Mhm.
I'm kind of on the the end of this though.
I
kind of
said
think the
literally
Giants
everybody
are.
is. Every single person is.
I know. I'm
See,
so
and, like I've tried not to let people on Twitter talking shit about the Vikings. Like the Vikings are the trendiest team to pick against, and like I don't want. That's not the reason why, but it also kind of is because I know it's built into my own subconscious and my own bias. I'm aware I'm a Kirk Cousins hater. I'm aware I think they're overrated.
And
I'm
I'm a
aware I
Kirk
think they're the
Cousins-
worst 13 team.
Kirk Cousins stan.
Oh,
I
no.
am.
I'm
you
sorry.
just feel bad for him. You're just like somebody needs to
No,
help
like
that
he was
man out
winning
there.
me over. Like he's just funny. He's just a funny
He's-
guy.
I think
He's a
is funny.
goofball.
I do think
He's a silly
funny.
goose.
I think he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, could he be better? Yeah, he could be better. He could just not sack himself and fall over himself in the middle of a game. But
See, that's why Derek Carr and Dak are first team all mid because they are the kings of doing that, and they're right there with Kirk Cousins. Like they're like the same.
and you
it's
know
the
what's
Office
so
thing where
bad
it's the
about
same
it?
Picture.
Kirk is showing them up.
Yeah,
That's
look at
pathetic.
that.
That's bad.
You're right.
He's thrown for 400 yards a game, maybe a couple interceptions, but
And-
he's still getting the yards.
Yeah.
And Carr doesn't even have like the receiver excuse. Like he has Devontae Adams. They're like, nope, you're still 8 and 9.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Saves
We
every
could
year.
go. We could go like the coach route, but like still be a little better.
Yeah. It's tough. Tough times. That's as
Yeah.
close as I'll
Jake, how do you see
complimenting
this?
Kirk Cousins on this show.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all well.
Calling
See,
him vanilla ice cream in the off season was actually pretty complimentary because vanilla ice cream is a nice little summer treat.
it's
so-
solid. I like
Yeah.
some vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, right.
I am fully admitting my biases in this against Kirk Cousins and also coming from a Penn State football fan family and being a big Saquon Barkley fan, and also Brian Dable being there too.
Of course.
My heart
We
is
went
with
to the
the
same high
Giants on
school.
this.
He's basically my best friend. So
Shout out
Oh,
Franny's.
Yeah, besties.
Yep. We got
And
friendship bracelets.
since the Bills lost to the Vikings, I'm on a personal vendetta against them. So,
Oh, you
that's
see, I
where we're
forgot
at,
about that. I
Vikings
get
fans.
it. I get it. I do get
Yeah.
it.
And it's like,
Yeah,
you know what? I
that's
really
weird.
feel for Vikings fans, and I like think we have a lot in common. We both lost 4 Super Bowls. Like,
Yeah.
we lose in hilariously bad ways all the time. You know, whatever.
Of course.
But now it's just like I can't do it.
Oh, that's such a.
Make me
This
angry.
is. I need to interview some people when I'm there, and that's a perfect question to add to my list. You just reminded me. Okay.
There we go.
So can I ask you guys the question?
Yeah, of course.
Oh no.
Okay. Would you rather lose? I'm sorry for this. I'm really sorry. Would you? Would you rather lose 4 Super Bowls in a row?
Okay.
Or never go to the Super Bowl at all?
Oh, lose 4 in a row every time.
I would.
I like to say.
See?
I like to say we aren't 4 straight Super Bowl losers. We're 4 straight AFC champions, and that's something to be proud of. People say
It is something to be proud of. Good
It
spin
is.
zone there.
But like at the same time, that's
really
It's a lot
sad.
harder.
It's really sad.
see, like
There's another
the
conference,
Browns.
but they don't matter. That's right.
The Browns, like you've just never gotten that disappointment. You're just like, oh, they're always bad, so we don't even have to worry about them letting us down even more than they already do.
Well, here's the thing with
True.
Browns fans. This is my biggest thing with I think you guys too is also the team literally got taken away and brought back. So like, what more can they do to us? Like you
Right.
literally took our team.
Yeah, that's my
You
favorite thing to
can't
say to
threaten
people.
us.
Like when
You
people
guys
try to
are, like,
roast
masochists
my
that
team,
way.
I'm like, nothing you say can hurt my feelings more than they already have.
Yeah, I mean, we had the same thing going in like the 17-year playoff drought. Like, oh, we suck. Yeah.
We
Okay,
know.
what else you got, buddy? Like,
We
we'd
have to
be-
watch
we'd
it
be
every
Peyton
week.
Manning and, we'd be Peyton Manning and the Broncos, and we're like, oh, we stink. You lost to us. You stink fucking more. Like,
Exactly.
it was beautiful.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
So you're
But,
going
yeah.
for Super Bowls.
I
in
would
a
go
row.
with the 4 Super Bowls in a row and lose them. At least you get there. It's a wild ride.
It is
But by the
Yeah.
third one,
Man,
I can't
you're
even
just
imagine
like
what
Herbie
the
fully
third one
loaded.
felt like. 'Cause
right.
the second one, at least you're excited again. You're like, redemption tour. This is our time.
Mhm.
Like we're
Mhm.
ready. And then the third one, you're just like, oh no. Like,
Now,
this
if
could
you
go
show
so
me
bad.
the final scores of all those games, I might say otherwise. Like if it was the final scores of the exact way it went in the 90s, I might
That's
say
the
no
worst
more
part.
Super
Is the
Bowls.
first. That's the
Yeah.
worst part with the Bills one.
Was
is
it
the
the
first
fi- the
one was
field
the
goal?
closest. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
worst way you
Yeah.
could lose, and then it was just blowout.
And then it was a
after that.
blowout pretty much every
Mhm.
other year. Yeah.
Oof,
Ah,
man.
It's tough.
It
Speaking
might
of
have been like
blowouts,
a relief to not have to go back the next one.
they were
I'm
probably
sure.
really. I can't imagine. That's a great question for some older Bills fans. Is were you happy that you didn't have to root for a
To
fifth
the
Super Bowl in a
Super Bowl.
row?
Man.
Oh man.
It had to be
I'm
some
gonna-
sweet
that-
relief. At least the first year after, just like
Mhm.
Jesus, thank God. Just sit back, watch the game. Like that was definitely the best Super
Right.
Bowl watching experience they ever had.
It's like when we argue with like Bengals fans. They're like, oh, you've never been to a Super Bowl. We're like, well, we've never lost one. So
There you go. There. On that note, Bengals,
Mm,
Ravens. Lamar Jackson PCL injury. This line, this -7, it started out higher, I believe. But
it's
this is
climbing.
like a Lamar isn't playing line, right? Like
I
there's
don't think
no
he's.
way.
I
in
don't
hell
think
that
he's
he's gonna
playing.
play.
I think he. I think
I want
it
him to
is
play
smart
so
for
bad.
him. Yeah, I want him to, but it's smart for him to
It
not
is
play
smart.
in this game. Yeah.
But I do
But,
want
but
him to
why
play.
would they put this?
But
Sunday
also,
Night
it's the
Football if
reason
they
him
don't
getting
think he
hurt
could
at
play?
this point. Well, that's true. But also, Bills Dolphins is going to be even this game. I think is more competitive than Bills Dolphins could be with Skylar Thompson. or
Maybe they're
Teddy
just
Bridgewater.
hoping for Lamar. I guess. I don't know.
It has to be.
Mhm.
It has to be like a bet on Lamar, right? Like if we get Lamar, it's
Yeah.
the best game of the weekend type thing.
Man, I want him to play so bad, and I want him to beat the brakes off the Bengals.
I mean, I would love that too. Selfishly,
Yeah, I'd be
as a
pretty
Bills
okay
fan
with
here.
that.
I would really
No
like
hope
to
for
see it.
Tyler Huntley.
No, not at all.
Wait, so as a Browns fan, do you have just a more natural hatred for the Bengals, or what's that all about? Because they're in your
Okay,
state. or-
so I used to hate the Steelers the most. It's kind of it like rotates a little bit, depending on
That's
who's
fine.
the most annoying right now.
That's true. I
And
feel
right now
that.
it's the
Fair.
Bengals. Right now it's Bengals. And it's more coming from a place of I'm a salty Browns fan and I don't want them to do well. I want my team to do well.
Self-awareness
Is there
is key.
any kind of do you have any Cincinnati Cleveland type thing? I know there's a little bit of Cincinnati.
Oh,
Cleveland.
we hate them.
Yes, just the city wise. I mean,
You know what?
in
The
general.
weirdest. Yeah, we all talk shit. It's pretty bad. But it's funny. It's funny because like they'll be Cavs fans and they'll have to like Cleveland in some point,
That's true.
which I love that.
Sure.
The
same
Cavs
thing
have a
with-
nice pull right there.
And the
being
Steelers
only-
fans. Some Steelers fans are Cavs fans. Just awesome. It's funny. But no, we have a lot of beef with Cincinnati currently. One of the weirdest things about them is like when the Browns are playing decent, which is barely ever, they never get asked. They're never like, you think Bengals fans are going to join your fan base? You think the Bengals fans are going to join your fan base? But for some reason, The things they keep asking the Bengals players are, do you think Browns fans are starting to become Bengals fans? Shut up and leave us be. Just let us suffer in silence.
It's because we have Buffalo fans have like something a different connection with each of them. Like Cincinnati, obviously, there's the Andy Dalton, Tyler Boyd thing after the DeMar Hamlin situation on this past Monday night. Like there's just like a lot of love towards Cincinnati, just from like a place of
Well, I
mutual
thought
respect.
so until they started being mean.
Yeah, well, yeah. Then they kind of forgot that someone almost died about 2 days later, and that's the most
And then they
important thing.
started crying.
Is
Right.
yeah, and then they started
Gotcha.
crying. Yeah, but then with Cleveland fans, like we've all
both
been
sucked.
there. We know the lowest
Yeah.
of the low you can be in this league. Like we both have been punchlines and afterthoughts and you know look ahead spots that where we
Do you know
upset someone.
Do you know
with
the
double
Lake Erie
digits,
Bros?
like,
You ever heard the Lake Erie Bros? You ever seen the Lake Erie Bros Reddit, Gab?
no.
Mm-mm.
There's a Lake Erie Bros Reddit it's literally a Reddit thread of just Bills, Browns, and Lions fans where they just like all
Man.
like interact and they just like hype each other up and shit. So when
That's
the Bills
funny.
and Browns
Wow.
played in Detroit, it was like, oh my god,
Awesome.
this is the Lake Erie Bros Super Bowl. Like, congrats, Browns and Bills, bros. We're host. It was hilarious.
How did I not know?
And that's all I
God,
think about.
that's
We
really
talk about
funny. We kind of have like it's not like a beef with the Lions, but it's like who's had it worse. And we like to
Sure.
just say, like, yeah, you know what I mean.
Like I said, the fact that it's the zombie Browns right now and not the actual Browns, I feel like takes the cake. Like that's just the one that always gets me. Like that's why I feel like the Ravens. If I was a Browns fan, I think I would hate the Ravens the most.
See,
you guys are fake.
I
like,
used to, but now I'm just like I like Lamar. I like
Lamar's
players
hard.
that have on
Lamar,
their team.
Mm-hmm.
I like Lamar. So that's all I got for them.
But we all
Does he
think
stay in
Bengals
Baltimore? Do
are
you
going to
think?
win, right? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, Bengals are gonna win.
Bengals are going to win.
Bills,
Pending
Bengals.
Lamar decision, which is not playing. So Bengals are going to win.
Yeah, and an injured Lamar isn't gonna do too much. So even if he is there, I would probably say the Bengals win this
Still
one
the Bengals.
relatively easily.
would also
Last
agree.
one, and the one that puts me in a bit of a moral conundrum myself is
too.
Dallas versus Tampa. I had a
Oh, you're going to
plan
do it? You're
before
going to
we-
do it.
Do what?
You're going to say go Tom Brady?
I mean, I am going to bet on Tampa Bay, but before week 18, I said to myself, I'm going to bet against two teams in these playoffs this first round, and that's Dallas and that's Tampa Bay. And I can't bet against both of them, so I
No
gotta
touchdown.
choose one.
No touchdown
Yeah,
scored in the
right?
game.
That might be the. Oh my god, that's the
That's
bet.
a great
That's
idea,
the
and that
freaking
might
bet
hit.
right
That
there.
can hit. This game.
That
this
might
game
actually
screams
hit.
9-6.
God,
Low-key,
I love
yeah.
that. Yeah, no. So my bet for this game is going to be no touchdowns scored, or maybe a field goal in each quarter. I love those bets. Those bets are
Mhm.
really fun. But if I had to lean, I would say Tampa Bay. Just because I like Tom Brady's throwing the ball so quick, it doesn't matter if Micah Parsons gets back there. Playoff Lenny's playoff Lenny. And
Playoff Dak is
nothing
playoff
will-
Dak.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, that sums up the
No.
entire damn game, I guess, right?
Guys, I've loved the Cowboys all year long. Like I love their team all year. It's just been like I've been on this thing. Bills as them in the NFC making a nice run, and then Dak just keeps turning the ball over and throwing to the other team, and it's put me in such a. And the thing is, I can't be the guy that picks against Tom Brady, right? Like am I picking this version of Dak Prescott to go against Tom Brady? Oh, but I've been like, it's my takes just going straight against each other of loving the Cowboys all year, but never going against Tom Brady in these situations. And either way, it's like, like you got those and it's like, you're going to win, but you're also going to take away a little bit from you. But I think I have to go with Tom because I'm not going out against Dak Prescott against Tom Brady. I just can't do it. Sorry, Dak.
I agree. Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady.
That's
I
it.
think
That's
it's-
all.
I
I
think
don't
it's
care
gonna
about
be-
anything else in this game except that Tom Brady is on the field, to be honest.
It's going to be like 24-20. And it's going to come down to like Dak taking the ball down the field. And he's going to turn it over.
He's
gonna turn it
Love
over.
that.
I was like, this is the most chaotic worst. I figured it would be like
correct, we'll need
Or he could just run out of time, run out of time again.
That would be beautiful. That's by far probably one of the most memorable playoff games of my life. and like I had no stake in the game. I'm just watching it going.
I'll never forget the confused look on Dak's face. Like, what's going on? What do you mean?
We all saw.
What do
except
you
for
mean, bro?
We all saw it, dude. I will say, when you said I've loved the Cowboys all year, I lagged and I didn't hear a single thing until you finished talking. And I'm really happy I didn't have to hear you talk about how much you love the Cowboys.
I've
I could not
loved the
have taken
Cowboys all year, Wade. I loved
I'm
them,
sorry,
and then
man.
Dak just started throwing the ball to everybody else, and I was like, "What is happening?"
A
I love
team-
CeeDee Lamb. I love their defense. Like,
I'm sure they love their defense, but a team that is confident in their quarterback doesn't have two running backs averaging.
I also
15
hate Mike
touches a
McCarthy.
game.
So, like, really trusting the Cowboys in any manner for me is a very suboptimal thing to do because I just would rather pick on Mike McCarthy.
It's very fun to do. It's one of America's greatest pastimes, and it's fitting that he's on America's team now. As such,
I don't want to talk about. I don't want to see Tom though win. I don't want to hear about him. Is
He'll
he
lose
gonna
the
do it?
next
Is he gonna
round.
beat the
Yeah, he'll
Eagles?
lose.
But what if he doesn't?
Oh,
What if he doesn't?
He will.
He will beat the Eagles.
You
He
see,
will
this is
beat
my
the Eagles.
trauma. Here's the trauma coming back.
He might
What if
beat
he
the
just
Eagles.
keeps coming? I just
Oh my
have
God,
this
he
vision
might beat the
of-
fucking Eagles.
I have this vision
That's
of
what I'm
seeing Tom.
thinking. I
Like
think
the
Eagles
Bills are
one and
finally
done.
going to make the Super Bowl, and then
And
it's
And it's
going to
be
be
Tom Brady.
It's
Oh
like
my
the
God!
most-
And the
it's
Patriots fans are gonna come out of nowhere again.
Oh, they're gonna all buy Tom jerseys with him.
Oh, I'm
or
sick.
Buck shirts. Yeah,
I'm
it's my
sick for
worst
you
nightmare.
guys.
I am sick
Oh,
to my
that is-
stomach.
That's an actual that's a real life nightmare, and I could just it's playing out to be bad. Those
It's
are
like-
bad vibes. Let's not put those vibes out there anymore.
No, this
those
is a
are
good vibes only podcast. We talked
those
about
are gone. That was
well-being
dumb.
earlier, and
You
this
know
is
that
not
was
good for my
dumb. We
mental
shouldn't have
well-being.
said that. Yeah, we
No.
were just lying. We were just
No,
making up stuff.
just joshing. Yeah,
Yeah.
silly goose.
So I need to pick, this is why I
Um,
need to pick Dallas, bro. I need to stamp out the fire before
Yeah,
we get.
I think I've changed my pick to Dallas now.
Let's go boys.
Y'all changed mine
Yeah.
too, so you guys feel better. It's Dallas.
Thank you, Gabby. Appreciate you. So thanks for being with us tonight, Gab. I know we went longer than the 30 minutes that
That's
we said we
fine.
were going to.
Gab,
I
wait
know
before
Jake's
we
also-
go. No,
Yeah.
before we go, can our guy Donovan Mitchell here get to 40 plus points tonight? That would be nice.
Dude, I need him. I need
we
him
will.
to have. I need him to have 30 at least, because they made me put out a betting video, and I've never done one before.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That,
And we
what
put
was
it
that
out.
the parlay?
And it's just Cavs money line, Donovan over 29.5. And the
Okay.
comments are so mean.
No.
what's he at right now?
He's
He's at 12 in the first quarter. First quarter though, or second quarter.
Yes.
Oh, he's
Plenty of time.
He's
Plenty
on
of time.
Well, I want 30 at halftime.
yeah, 30 at halftime.
Yes, so I would
That
feel better.
second video will be up. Be like, what
Sure,
I
you
tell
would feel a lot better.
I would feel a lot better. I want 30 at halftime. I have a nice little parlay. It's him over points to make 5 threes. He has 3.
Yeah, he's got
And
a couple.
over- Over assists, and he needs 4 assists, and I think he's at 2.
He's on the good
Kinda
side.
nice.
Just go. You're basically going to the ATM. You're not even on the FanDuel.
Right.
You're just going to the
Facts.
ATM.
That's so true.
Now, if you were going to go to the ATM one more time and pick what the Super Bowl matchup is going to be, don't say the Buccaneers.
I
You're
was
not
about to
allowed to
say
do
it.
that. You can't do that. No.
Okay.
Be nice.
Okay, are you ready? We're going with the Bills, and we're going with my other playoff team that I like but don't like as much, the Vikings. They won't make it, but I would love to see it.
Bills Vikings
That
would be
is-
beautiful. It would be
That is
beautiful.
the most beautifully chaotic Super Bowl because that means that game, I don't even.
Someone has to win. That means someone has to win a Super Bowl.
Do they? We might be there.
Oh, I don't know. It could be tied.
We've never seen these two get together.
Oh my
But
goodness.
that's why I want those two. Because someone will have to win, and it'll
There we go.
Buffalo. Here we go.
Man.
That's where it's going.
Buffalo, here we go. Love to hear
What's
that.
yours,
Well,
Wake? What's your Super Bowl? We're all picking the Bills, I'm assuming. So, like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna pick
I
the Bills.
mean-
If I'm not even gonna entertain it anything else. So,
Well,
who's
in
your
all
pick in that
actuality, like I do think the Bills match up with the Bengals well. I think if that game played out, we would have won. It's
I
the
agree.
Bills went down for the Bengals. All the Bengals fans like, oh yeah, we were up 73.
Who cares? It was 5 minutes.
We're down 7-3 5 times this year and won every single game. So
Hey, I like
okay,
good stat.
whatever. Or maybe it was losing at the end of the first. I don't know. Either way, doesn't fucking matter. We were gonna win that game. I like how we match up against the Chiefs. We already beat them once. Our defense is better than theirs. Our offense is
People
on
seem to
par.
forget that. I've listened to a lot of national talk about the Chiefs, and people seem to forget that the Bills have beaten the Chiefs. It has happened twice
And
in the last years, actually.
And they picked off Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead to win the game.
That
happens.
It was real life, not fiction. But I would say I think it's going to be Bills 49ers. I think
the Chris Berman Bowl
finally gets his Super Bowl. Yeah. Brock Purdy versus Josh Allen. The matchup everybody thought we were getting.
Right.
Everybody
predicted it.
I'm
Michael,
going
what's your
chalk. I'm
Super
picking
Bowl?
the Eagles, and that's still worse for Buffalo fans because that just means the head coach from Western New York is against the Bills. And that might be the scariest thing going against the Bills, even scarier than Tom Brady. That's just like
oh no, that's pretty scary.
I don't know. That's true.
It's true. That's true. Well, Gabby, thank you again for being with us.
Yeah, for
Hopefully
sure.
we can
Thanks,
do this
guys.
again soon. Thank you, Outlet Liquor. Thank you, fans of Buffalo. Thank you, Picasso's Pizza. Not Pika. No, Pikachu's great too, though. Thank you, my co-host, Jake Micah. And shout out everyone else here at Trainwreck Sports. Shout out everyone tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.